Hey guys, tonight we step gently into the dawn of your day in ancient Rome. Imagine yourself waking in a modest domus or a bustling insula apartment, the first rays of sunlight filtering through narrow windows and wooden shutters. The sounds of the city, distant chatter, merchants setting up stalls, the clatter of hooves on cobblestones, start to stir you from slumber. Your morning ritual is a quiet yet purposeful dance. You rise from your simple straw mattress, perhaps rubbing the sleep from your eyes with a bit of olive oil, a peculiar habit thought to refresh the skin, although historians still debate how widespread this actually was. You perform your toilette beside a small basin, cleaning your face and hands, using coarse woolen cloths that scratch gently against your skin. Breakfast, or ientaculum, is a humble affair. A few slices of bread dipped in wine or honey, maybe some olives or cheese if fortune favors you. Not quite the modern feast, but it fuels you for the busy day ahead. Outside, the household slaves or family members are already moving, preparing for the day's tasks. If you're a patrician, your morning may include visiting the atrium to greet clients seeking your attention, but as a plebeian, you may be stepping out to work or trade. The ritual of starting your day may sound simple, but each action carries the weight of tradition and social structure. You probably won't survive long in the chaos of Roman politics or the city's labyrinthine streets without these little routines to ground you. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. Feel free to drop your location and local time below. It's fascinating to see where everyone's tuning in from. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. As you step outside your home, the streets are already alive with vendors setting up wooden carts laden with fruits and fresh bread, their calls mingling with the clatter of cartwheels on stone. The city is a sensory feast. The aroma of baking bread, mingled with the sharp tang of fermented fish sauce wafting from nearby stalls. This morning bustle is not just like commerce, it's where the heartbeat of Roman life pulses strongest. Your walk to the Forum feels familiar yet bustling with the unexpected. A street poet reciting verses, children chasing hoops, and elders debating loudly over politics and philosophy. You pause briefly to salute a passing priest, mindful of omens and the flutter of a bird's wings overhead. Such small superstitions are woven into daily life here, guiding decisions from what to eat to whether to undertake a journey. Remember that peculiar habit of using crocodile dung as sunscreen? While less likely here in Rome, it serves as a reminder that hygiene and health practices were both pragmatic and sometimes bizarre in the ancient world. As you reach the Forum, you find yourself immersed in the social epicenter. Merchants hawking goods, lawyers arguing cases, and citizens gossiping about the latest Senate debates. The Forum is the city's living room, marketplace, and courtroom all rolled into one. With the sun climbing higher, it's time to delve deeper into the working life of ancient Rome. A world of craftsmen, merchants, and laborers, each playing their part in the vast imperial machine. As the morning light strengthens, you find yourself settling into the rhythms of Roman daily sustenance. Breakfast, or ientaculum, a modest yet essential meal that fuels the city's tireless energy. Picture yourself sitting on a simple wooden stool in a small courtyard or humble kitchen corner. Your breakfast table holds a few basic items: coarse bread, sometimes dipped in a little watered-down wine. A strange but common practice to soften stale loaves, alongside olives and a modest serving of cheese. For some, fresh fruit like figs or apples adds a touch of sweetness, while others might enjoy a bit of honey harvested from wild bees. Though simple, this meal carries centuries of tradition, binding you to ancestors who started their days similarly. Historians still debate how elaborate or plain Roman breakfasts truly were. Evidence suggests that for the elite, mornings could include more lavish spreads, but for the average Roman, simplicity was the rule. The absence of eggs or cereal as we know them today surprises many, as does the occasional use of fish sauce, garum, even at the break of day. This fermented condiment, pungent and salty, was the ketchup of the ancient world, found on nearly every table. The social fabric of Rome also weaves itself through these meals. If you are wealthy, slaves prepare your food and serve you, while the plebeians might purchase their morsels from street vendors who ply the city's alleys with baskets and wooden carts. Imagine the lively barter as you haggle for your breakfast, the mix of languages and dialects floating through the morning air, Latin, Greek, and the tongues of countless provincial immigrants. As you eat, you might overhear gossip about the latest senator scandal or the gladiator who narrowly escaped death in yesterday's arena fight. Such tidbits fill the air as surely as the aroma of roasting bread. The simplicity of the meal contrasts with the complexity of the world you inhabit, a city that pulses with power, intrigue, and vibrant daily life. This modest breakfast is just the prelude. Soon the forums will beckon, the workshops hum with labor, and your role in the vast Roman society will unfold further. But for now, savor the quiet moment, the taste of olive oil and fresh bread grounding you in this ancient yet vividly alive world. You step out into the vibrant heart of the city, the Roman Forum, a sprawling plaza alive with the hum of commerce, politics, and social exchange. As you tread the worn stone pavement, your senses absorb the cacophony of voices. Merchants hawking exotic spices, senators debating fiercely under colonnades, and everyday citizens exchanging news and gossip. The air carries a mix of aromas, fresh bread from nearby bakeries, fragrant oils, and the unmistakable scent of livestock penned in adjacent areas. The Forum is more than just a marketplace. It is the pulsating core of Roman civic life. Here, justice is administered, alliances forged, and reputations made or broken. You might catch sight of a toga-clad orator gesturing passionately from the rostra, while vendors peddle their wares beneath the watchful eyes of statues, honoring Rome's gods and heroes. The sheer diversity of people, from patricians in flowing robes to plebeians in simple tunics, and even foreign visitors, creates a dynamic mosaic of urban life. Historians still argue whether the Forum's lively atmosphere was more a place of political theater or genuine democratic engagement. Regardless, it offers a vivid snapshot of the ancient city's spirit. The open-air design, with its grand temples and basilicas, invites both public discourse and private contemplation. You pause briefly by a fountain where children play, their laughter mingling with the calls of merchants. Nearby, scribes record transactions and legal proceedings on wax tablets, their sharp styluses tapping rhythmically. Notice the architectural details, the fluted columns, intricate friezes, and gilded accents, reflecting Rome's artistic grandeur even in everyday spaces. Amidst the bustle, you feel both a participant and an observer, part of a complex society where every step echoes centuries of tradition and power. The Forum is the city's living room, marketplace, and courthouse all at once, and your journey through Roman life deepens with every breath here. As you leave the bustling Forum behind, you find yourself immersed in the diverse world of Roman work and trades, where every occupation plays its part in keeping the empire running smoothly. Imagine walking down narrow cobblestone streets lined with workshops, filled with the steady clatter of tools and the scent of wood, metal, and leather. Here, artisans craft everything from pottery and jewelry to weapons and textiles, each trade a specialized skill passed down through generations. You might glimpse a blacksmith hammering glowing iron on his anvil, sparks flying as he shapes horseshoes and tools for the city. Nearby, a cobbler meticulously stitches leather sandals, while a potter spins clay vessels on a wheel, his hands expertly forming shapes that will hold the wine or olive oil cherished by Romans of all classes. The sounds of these workshops blend with the calls of street vendors and the occasional bleating of goats tethered outside. Most Romans are not aristocrats lounging in villas, but laborers and tradespeople working hard to support themselves and their families. Slaves and freedmen often fill these roles, their lives shaped by the demands of craft and commerce. You may find yourself bargaining for goods at a busy marketplace where vendors tout their wares in vibrant Latin, Greek, or local dialects, the mingling of languages reflecting Rome's vast reach. Historians still debate how much mobility existed within these trades. whether a skilled worker could rise in status or if one's birth determined one's profession. Regardless, the pride taken in craftsmanship is evident, as well as the social bonds formed in these workshops. As the sun climbs higher, the city hums with the pulse of production and exchange, and your place in this lively economic tapestry becomes clearer. This is the backbone of Rome's greatness, forged in sweat, skill, and the endless rhythm of daily work. As midday approaches, you find yourself drifting toward the quieter corners of Roman education and learning. Imagine sitting in a modest room, perhaps the domus of a well-to-do family where a teacher, often a Greek tutor, is patiently guiding you through your lessons. Education in Rome is a privilege, especially for boys, and the curriculum is rigorous yet focused on practical knowledge. You study Latin grammar, rhetoric, and poetry, all crucial skills for navigating civic life and public speaking. Your lessons might include memorizing passages from Virgil's Aeneid, or learning the art of persuasion, preparing you for future debates in the forum. While the elite may study philosophy and law, the average child's education centers around reading, writing, and arithmetic. Girls, depending on social status, might receive some education at home, focused on managing household affairs and basic literacy, though this varies widely. You use wax tablets and a stylus to practice your writing, the smooth surface erasing easily when mistakes are made, a far cry from the messy ink and parchment of later times. The scent of beeswax and wooden furniture fills the room, and outside you hear the distant murmur of the city, a reminder that education is a part of life, not separate from it. Historians still argue how widespread formal education truly was among common Romans, with some suggesting many learned through apprenticeships and family traditions rather than schools. However, the emphasis on rhetoric and literacy among the elite is undisputed, shaping the leaders of the Republic and Empire. As your teacher nods approvingly at your progress, you begin to appreciate how knowledge is both a tool and a social marker in this ancient world, weaving you further into Rome's rich cultural fabric. The afternoon sun warms the city as you make your way to the famed Roman baths, a cornerstone of social life and leisure. Imagine entering a grand complex of marble mosaic floors and towering columns, where steam rises gently from pools of varying temperatures. The caldarium's hot waters, the tepidarium's mild baths, and the frigidarium's invigorating cold plunge. The air is thick with the mingled scents of oils, sweat, and fragrant herbs. This is not merely a place to cleanse the body, but a hub of relaxation, conversation, and connection. You join a crowd of citizens from all walks of life, patricians, plebeians, freedmen, and even slaves, all mingling in these communal spaces. Some engage in lively debates over politics, others negotiate business deals, and a few simply recline, letting the warmth ease their muscles after a hard day's labor. Slaves attend the patrons, offering massages with scented oils or scraping away dirt and sweat with a curved metal tool called a strigil. The baths also feature exercise yards, libraries, and gardens, a full spectrum of activities aimed at balancing body and mind. Though the idea of sharing public baths might feel strange today, in Rome it is a cherished tradition, a daily ritual that fosters community and health. Historians still debate how inclusive these spaces truly were. Some suggest women had limited access or separate facilities, while others argue for more fluid social mixing. Regardless, the baths remain emblematic of Roman urban life, blending hygiene, leisure, and social interaction in one harmonious setting. As you lounge poolside, you realize the baths are a microcosm of Rome itself, diverse, vibrant, and alive with stories waiting to unfold. You rise from the warmth of the baths and turn your attention to the clothes you will wear for the rest of the day. Roman fashion, while seemingly simple, carries deep social meaning. The colors, fabrics, and styles all speak volumes about your status, profession, and even political affiliations. Picture yourself wrapping a flowing toga, that unmistakable garment reserved mostly for male citizens, its heavy folds draping elegantly but requiring skill to arrange just right. If you are a woman, Your attire consists of a stola layered over a tunic, often fastened with decorative pins or belts, the fabric dyed in hues like indigo, saffron, or rich russet. The clothing choices are practical yet symbolic. For instance, the color purple is reserved for the elite, a dye so rare it cost a fortune and marked imperial authority. Meanwhile, common folk wear simpler, undyed wool or linen, their garments designed for work and comfort. Slaves typically have the plainest clothing, sometimes nothing more than a tunic or loincloth. As you walk through the streets, you notice the varied styles. A merchant sporting a clean white tunic to suggest prosperity, a soldier's leather lorica glinting under the sun, and children running about in bright patchworked clothes. Accessories like leather sandals, woven belts, and simple jewelry complete the ensemble. Historians still argue how much Romans cared about fashion trends versus tradition, but the evidence points to a society keenly aware of the messages their clothes conveyed. Clothing was a language in itself, worn daily and read by all. With your toga settled and sandals strapped, you step back into the vibrant street life, the fabric brushing softly as you prepare to continue your Roman day. You move through the city streets carrying the invisible weight of Roman religion and superstition, an omnipresent force guiding your actions and decisions. Everywhere you look, small shrines and statues to household gods, laureis and penates, dot the doorways and corners of buildings, offering protection and favor. As you pass by, you pause to toss a coin into a sacred spring, or murmur a prayer to Fortuna, the goddess of luck, hoping to secure her goodwill for your endeavors. Roman religion is deeply woven into daily life, blending formal rituals with personal beliefs. You attend public festivals honoring Jupiter, Mars, or Venus, where sacrifices and ceremonies create vibrant spectacles, while private rituals at home ensure the family's safety and prosperity. You might consult an augur or aruspex, specialists who interpret the flight of birds or the entrails of sacrificed animals, to discern the god's will before making important decisions. Superstitions abound. A sneeze at a critical moment may be a bad omen, while a rooster's crow might signal success. You find yourself cautious about breaking mirrors or spilling salt, ancient habits inherited from generations before you. Yet, beneath these practices lies a complex theology that has evolved to encompass Rome's vast empire and its myriad peoples. Historians still argue how sincerely Romans believed in their gods versus using religion as a social tool to maintain order and unity. Regardless, this blend of faith and custom shapes your worldview and daily habits, making the divine an intimate companion in your life's journey. As evening approaches, the city's temples cast long shadows, and you carry these beliefs gently in your heart, a quiet but steady presence. As midday fades, the rhythm of your day shifts toward the Roman convivium, the main meal, cena, a social and culinary highlight that reflects both your status and taste. Imagine gathering in a triclinum, the formal dining room, where couches arranged around a low table invite leisurely reclining and conversation. The air is rich with aromas, roasted meats, fresh herbs, and the unmistakable tang of garum, the ubiquitous fermented fish sauce that flavors nearly every dish. Your meal begins with gustatio, appetizers such as eggs, olives, and fresh vegetables, sometimes accompanied by pulses or small fish. The main course, often consisting of pork, lamb, or poultry, is seasoned with an array of spices imported from across the empire: pepper from India, cumin from Egypt, and saffron from Hispania. Fruits and nuts provide a sweet counterpoint, while honey-sweetened wine flows freely, diluted as was customary. The convivium is as much about socializing as eating. You listen to poetry recitations, engage in witty banter, or debate politics with fellow diners. Slaves attend attentively, refilling cups and serving courses with practiced grace. The etiquette is intricate, reclining while eating, proper use of utensils, or fingers, and knowing when to speak or remain silent. Historians still debate how accessible these dinners were beyond the elite. While grand banquets are well documented, many Romans likely shared simpler communal meals. Nonetheless, the convivium remains a defining feature of Roman social life, a moment to savor food and fellowship. As you lean back, satiated and engaged, the sounds of the city soften outside and you feel connected to a tradition that celebrates both nourishment and camaraderie. The call of entertainment beckons as you prepare to immerse yourself in the spectacles that define Roman leisure. Imagine entering a bustling amphitheater, the Colosseum's grand stone arches looming overhead, filled with the murmur and cheers of thousands. The air is electric with anticipation, dust rising as the crowd settles onto marble seats worn smooth by centuries of eager spectators. You find your place among citizens from every social class, all united in the thrill of the games. Gladiators clad in gleaming armor and wielding swords or nets enter the arena with fierce determination, their clashes a brutal ballet of skill and survival. Nearby, chariot races thunder around the Circus Maximus, the racers' colorful teams inciting roars and chants from devoted fans. Actors perform dramas on open-air stages, bringing myths and history to life with emotive gestures and masks. Entertainment here is a powerful social glue, a shared experience that transcends status, politics, and personal struggles. Yet, it also serves as a tool for emperors and politicians, who offer games to curry favor and maintain public order. The spectacle of life and death unfolds with theatrical flair, but behind the excitement lies a complex web of cultural values and societal tensions. Historians still debate the morality and popularity of these entertainments, questioning how much the Romans truly relished violence versus the communal spirit of the events. Regardless, these games capture the imagination and heartbeat of the city, a vivid reminder of human drama writ large. As you cheer and gasp with the crowd, you become part of a living tradition, the grand theater of ancient Rome. Family life in ancient Rome is a complex tapestry woven with duties, expectations, and traditions that shape your every action. Imagine yourself in a bustling household, the domus, where multiple generations might live under one roof. The pater familias, the male head of the family, holds legal authority over all members, his word often final. Respect and obedience flow down through wives, children, slaves, and freedmen alike, creating a structured environment steeped in ritual and responsibility. Children are raised with clear expectations, boys prepared to enter public life and uphold family honor, girls taught domestic skills to manage households and secure advantageous marriages. Education, as you know, varies greatly depending on social status, but family remains the cornerstone of identity and support. Daily routines involve shared meals, religious observances at household shrines, and the maintenance of social connections through patronage and alliances. Marriage is both a personal union and a strategic contract, often arranged to strengthen family ties or political power. The rituals surrounding weddings, from the joining of hands to the symbolic flammeum veil, reflect deep-rooted customs. Divorce, though possible, carries social stigma, and the stability of the family unit is prized above all. Historians still debate the extent to which Roman family life was loving or authoritarian, with sources sometimes idealizing or criticizing practices. However, the importance of family as a social and moral anchor remains clear. As you navigate your day, you carry the weight and warmth of this intricate web of relations. The Roman family is not merely a private affair, it is a microcosm of the larger empire, shaping values and societal order one household at a time. Your footsteps echo softly as you explore the diverse architecture of Roman homes, from the crowded insulae apartments of the city's working class to the spacious domus and sprawling villas of the wealthy elite. Imagine narrow staircases and tight hallways leading to small, often dimly lit rooms where families live, work, and sleep in close quarters. Insulae are bustling hive-like structures with wooden balconies and communal water sources, but also prone to fires and structural collapse, a daily risk many accept in exchange for city life's vibrancy. In contrast, the domus offers a haven of marble floors, frescoed walls depicting gods and nature, and open atriums where sunlight spills into the heart of the house. Elaborate mosaics tell stories beneath your feet, and fountains burble gently, providing a soothing soundtrack to domestic life. Villas, often located in the countryside, combine luxurious leisure with agricultural estates complete with baths, gardens, and rooms for entertaining guests. Every space reflects the occupant's status and values: the grand triclinium for lavish banquets, the lararium shrine honoring household deities, and practical kitchens buzzing with slaves preparing meals. You notice how Romans cleverly designed their homes for ventilation and social interaction, with indoor courtyards providing privacy, yet openness. Historians still discuss the exact layouts and usage of rooms, especially in urban insulae, due to limited archaeological evidence. However, the variety in housing illustrates Rome's social stratification and the importance placed on family life and hospitality. As you wander these spaces, you feel the pulse of Roman life vibrating through stone and mortar, a tangible connection to thousands of lives lived centuries ago. Imagine now that you are preparing for a journey along one of Rome's famous roads, those marvels of engineering that stretch like veins across the vast empire. The Via Appia or the Via Flaminia calls to you, promising adventure and connection to distant lands. Packed with essentials, a leather satchel containing food, water, and perhaps a small statuette of a protective deity, you set off on foot or horseback, joining a caravan of travelers, merchants, and soldiers. The roads are wide, paved with carefully cut stones that have borne the weight of countless feet and wheels. Alongside the way stations called mansions offer rest, food, and news from afar. You pass through lush countryside, rolling hills dotted with olive groves and vineyards, and small villages where locals greet you with curiosity and hospitality. Travel is arduous yet vital. The roads enable the movement of goods, ideas, and armies, knitting the empire together. As you navigate mountain passes or river crossings, you appreciate the Roman focus on infrastructure and control. Yet dangers lurk. Bandits, unpredictable weather, and the weariness of the journey test your resolve. Historians still debate how safe and efficient Roman travel truly was for common citizens, as official records often emphasize military and elite use. Nevertheless, the road system remains a symbol of Rome's power and ambition, a lifeline connecting diverse peoples and cultures. As the sun sets, you approach a bustling mansion, its fires glowing warmly, promising rest and camaraderie before the road calls again. Evening descends softly on the city as you prepare to unwind from the day's activity. The streets, once thrumming with life, now glow under oil lamps and torches, casting flickering shadows on the stone walls. You join friends or family for relaxed gatherings, perhaps a simple meal shared in a courtyard, accompanied by the gentle strumming of a lyre or the murmur of storytelling. Music and poetry fill the air, weaving tales of gods, heroes, and Rome's storied past, inviting laughter and quiet reflection alike. Socializing in the evening is a cherished ritual, a chance to strengthen bonds and share news from across the empire. Some might stroll through illuminated gardens, while others visit nearby taverns where wine flows and debates spark over politics or philosophy. The air cools and the scent of blooming flowers mingles with the smoke from hearth fires. Historians still discuss how inclusive these evening activities were, whether women participated freely or socialized mainly within the household. Yet, the importance of community and leisure in Roman culture is clear, providing balance to the demands of daily labor and civic duty. As night deepens, you feel the gentle comfort of companionship, the city's pulse slowing in time with your own. These moments of calm and connection anchor your place in the vibrant tapestry of Roman life. With the stars emerging overhead, you carry these shared stories quietly in your heart, ready to face tomorrow's dawn. As the city settles into night, your thoughts turn to rest in the ancient rituals surrounding sleep. Imagine retreating to your modest bedroom, where a wooden bed with a straw mattress awaits, draped with simple linens and perhaps a small pillow filled with herbs to soothe your senses. The flickering light of an oil lamp casts gentle shadows on the walls, and a faint breeze carries the scent of nearby gardens. Sleep in ancient Rome is shaped by both practical habits and superstition. Before lying down, you may perform a brief ritual, sprinkling water around your bed or offering a silent prayer to Somnus, the god of sleep, asking for peaceful dreams and protection through the night. Noise is kept to a minimum, and windows are often shuttered to keep out the chill and city sounds. The concept of sleep hygiene may be ancient in practice but simple in form. Avoid heavy meals late, rest after the heat of day, and use calming herbs like lavender or chamomile. Of course, not all Romans sleep alike. Wealthier citizens might enjoy feather mattresses and silk covers, while the poor rest on simpler bedding. Historians still debate how deeply these rituals affected the quality of rest, or if they mostly served to ease anxiety. Regardless, the bedtime customs reflect a culture attentive to both body and spirit, recognizing rest as essential to health and daily vigor. As your eyes close, the bustling city fades away, replaced by dreams woven from the day's sights and sounds. You are gently carried into sleep by the rhythm of ancient Rome, a timeless lullaby whispered across centuries. You're lying down now. The lights are off. The room is cool and quiet. The hum of the fan or the stillness of the air wraps around you like a gentle cloak. Your breath is calm. Your eyes grow heavy. Behind your eyelids, the city lingers. Golden stone, spiral tunnels, and faded glyphs whispering through time. You remember stepping into that ancient silence, a silence that watched, welcomed, and released you. You recall the shimmer of mica, the low hum in the obsidian chamber, the scent of dust and stories long buried. The spiral is with you, the shape of the city, the stars, the path inward. It moved with quiet purpose, and now so do you. Thoughts soften. You follow the spiral inward, deeper, slower. You're not here to solve the mystery. You are inside it, part of the silence, and the silence holds you, like the city, like the stars.